It's the most wonderful time of the year. Do, 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 do.
For
nerds. Nerd Christmas. It's Nerd Christmas. And we have a fuck ton of trailers to talk about and nitpick. Because
that's what we do on Christmas.
Welcome back to the PCMR podcast. We talk about movies, TV shows, video games, comic books, and other things that do not matter at all. Because nothing matters. We're all going to die one day. But hey, we'll talk about it anyway. Because, hey, why not? Got to pass the time somehow.
Yeah, gotta fill the void.
You know, can't just die straight up. It's not how it works.
Yeah, you're born, then you have to live for a while, then you die.
Then you die. So we figured we'd talk about some comic book news.
Well, not all of it's comic book news, though.
No. Some of it is
Like, it's all pretty nerdy.
It's a lot of nerd shit. We're talking about Comic Con, people. San Diego Comic Con, SDCC. The initials the initials that you see in front of those trailers and go, the fuck does that mean? Okay.
What is this sort of SDI? What?
Yes, it's some kind of
called the SDCC last week.
the SDC. What does that sound like?
Some broad in San Diego gave it to me.
Got that San Diego chlamydia.
San Diego crab cakes. That doesn't work.
No, it sounds delicious.
I
assume. I don't know what crab tastes like. I've never had crab. You ever had crab?
No, I'm not a fan of seafood, to be honest.
I don't mind a seafood. Yeah, I've never had crab.
I am on a seafood diet, though. Seafood needed. Oldest joke in the book.
Should kill ourselves.
We should.
Shouldn't joke about that.
Yeah, no.
No, not the right climate. Read the room, Brett. Read the room. Jeez. Anyway, we've got a whole ton of huge things to talk about. We're gonna get straight into it, pretty much, because we got a big old list. We got to get through it. Brett, do you want to start with our boys?
Our boys,
the Defenders.
Our boys, the Defenders. I think we're in Our Boys and Iron Fist.
Our boys and Iron Fist. I thought you were going to say Our Boys and Jessica Jones. It's like, what? She's one of the boys.
She's one of the boys.
She's one of the boys. It's Our Boys and Iron Fist, yeah. It's Our Boys and Danny. I don't know. Someone brought their little brother to the... I don't know, let him hang out.
Yeah, there's Luke Cage brings like, oh, hey guys, this is my cousin. My parents, they're making me look after him.
You've got to look after him today.
Can you just make him feel included?
All right, go point your glow sticks over there. Yay, I'm helping! Sure you are, buddy. They released a second trailer for The Defenders. Finally get a little bit of Matt Murdock dressed up in costume as the old Daredevil, which is nice.
Yeah,
which is nice.
With his ears.
They're horns. Jessica, she's such a sassy lady. So much sass.
Yeah.
She's just drunk, running around, going like, "What do you mean the city's in danger? Fuck you!" Throws a bottle at someone.
If I was a superhero,
you'd be Jessica Jones / Hancock, kind of like somewhere in between that.
Probably closer to Hancock.
Probably.
Let's be honest.
A lot of collateral damage.
A lot of collateral damage.
A lot of day drinking.
A lot of day drinking. That's already my life. So.
Hey. The trailer looks pretty good. We've got a better look at Sigourney Weaver as the villain. Don't know who she is yet.
We see her being a little bit villainous.
She's a little bit villainous. They also released a clip where she was talking to Madame Gao, and she was talking down. Madame Gao seemed a little bit afraid.
Ooh.
Which I haven't really seen. I mean, she's been like afraid of being punched to death by Iron Fist. I mean, who isn't? But
true.
Like, she's not really intimidated by anyone. She isn't intimidated by Daddy. She's intimidated by the power he possesses, not who he is. Who he is a chump, and she's like, I don't care about you. Like, glowing fist, though, that's a little disconcerting. But you're a chump. What a chump!
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like she's a little afraid of Sigourney Weaver, and these Defenders seem a little afraid. So it looks like we're gonna get a good time.
She must be like some high-ranking level in the hand.
I'm not entirely sure who she is. Like,
I don't think anyone is. I think it's gonna be a mystery until we see it.
I guess so. I'm kind of half expecting her to be revealed to be like some kind of glowy demon thing, but
Glowy demon thing.
I don't
Okay.
know. Like everyone seems really intimidated by her. Like, what's she got? What's her plan? We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, but what we do know is the show comes out August 18th. We're getting pretty close.
And the Defenders are doing a lot of kick punching.
And a lot of kick punching. This was a kick punch heavy trailer. It was sass and kick punching.
I like sass and kick punching.
Sass is pretty good. We've also got some early reviews out. They released the first episode.
I haven't seen any of those, so
No, do you want me to a skim through them?
just give me a little summary.
Little taste. People say it's good, but it's a slow burn. Starts off a little slow. They don't get together straight away. We're kind of checking it on people. They say
if that's the first episode,
Yeah.
if it's just the first episode, I'll accept it in the first episode.
It's like
there
the
was
first
Iron
episode,
Fist doing that for 6 episodes that I didn't appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit of a slow burn. Everyone's acting is good. Danny is even better.
That's good.
But yeah, it seems like from what I can see here, what's it decided? Marvel's The Defenders has a lot of hype to live up to, like its big screen predecessor. While the team up is on TV, it feels just as big as 2012 blockbuster. That's good. Going off the 4 episodes made available to press, The Defenders delivers. That's from Decider.
The Defenders deliver.
That's all right.
That's
take
an
that.
article title. The Defenders deliver.
That's pretty good.
That's a solid review.
All right. I'm pretty excited.
As
Well,
if we weren't already.
No, we were like so excited. Like we were one of the few people who were trying to defend Iron Fist a little bit, even though we know they had problems.
Yeah.
But I'm just so far on this hype train. I'm like, this is like the last stop before I get to my destination. Sure, if it's a little bumpy, whatever. Get me to the next part.
Yeah,
This is just
it was
a bum chapter in my great ever-expanding novel that I'm reading.
everyone has a bad point.
Yeah.
You can't be good forever.
And we also got some good news. Scott Buck, who was the showrunner for Iron Fist Season 1, will not be returning for Season 2. They've got a new showrunner.
It's funny that you say that as a good thing.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure who the new showrunner is. I forget. I think it's a she. But hopefully better.
Well,
I mean, it can't be worse.
I'll
right?
give Marvel this.
Yeah.
They listen to their fans.
Yeah.
When there's a problem, fans bring it to them and they deal with it.
Mm.
And it feels like they've dealt with it. And like they look like they've dealt with the villain problem in Infinity War. Because Thanos looks like a well-rounded villain.
Well, they've been setting him up for a while. Like he has to be.
He has to be.
He has to be. All this hype of like, things are gonna be bad when Thanos gets here. It's like he's just been sitting on a chair for like 3 movies. I mean, he better be bad.
Yeah.
When he stands up, he better be.
Yeah, shit will go down once he gets out of that chair.
Oof. It better go down. All right. Well, we're not quite up to talking about Infinity War yet. We've still got a couple of Netflix things to talk about. Stranger Things released a trailer.
Yes,
What did you think?
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I like that they used the Michael Jackson song. I know that must have been expensive
Yeah.
because that's a big old song.
I feel like this season things are going to get fucked a lot earlier on.
Yeah, like we've already kind of established the lore of the world a little bit. Like
Yeah. 'Cause
we
I feel
know
like
about
that
the
thing
upside
where
down.
I feel like that thing where Will is his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that thing where he walked outside the arcade, saw the giant spider. I feel like that's episode 1 shit.
Yeah, that definitely seems like episode 1 kind of like, and we find our characters again. And things are still a bit fucked.
Yeah. Well, see, we had a tease of that happening to him at the end, the very end, where he looks in the mirror and he's in the upside down for a second.
Mm.
So 11 is teased. We see her in the upside
I don't think
down.
she'll come back first episode.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be first.
I think it'll be like 2 or 3 episodes before we get
It'll be
her.
early on because
Yeah.
obviously they wouldn't be showing it if they wanted it to be a big reveal later on.
We kind of knew she was going to come back.
Of course we knew.
She was like this breakout
She's-
star of the show.
And she was still in all the press junkets they've been doing.
Yeah.
And is there another girl in it? Because I saw a couple of like promo images where there was like this red-headed girl with them.
Not sure.
I don't know. I wasn't sure either, but I did see a couple of promo images. With
I know
all of them
there's,
and this red-haired girl.
The sister, the one who's dating the douchebag guy.
No.
The real,
Not him.
Not,
I mean, not her.
Not
I
her?
don't know
Alright.
her. She's real pretty. I remember her.
she looks like 12.
No, she fucking doesn't.
She does.
Every time someone looks like 2 years younger than us, you're like, oh, they're fucking 12.
She's just so tiny. She's like a little bird. I don't know. Not for me.
She's at least 18.
She's at least 7 is what she is.
You did this to me the other day when we watched Snowpiercer. You're like, oh, she's like 12. Then we looked it up and she was fucking 18 when she did the... No, she was 19 when she did the movie. I was like,
play it safe, okay? Someone looks young, I'm going to assume they're young until proven otherwise by facts.
Well...
I'm happy to be proven wrong by facts, but what I saw was a child.
You're a child.
Oh, I'm a child. Righto. You going to fuck me because I look like a child?
Really? With the pedophile jokes?
Never gets old. Just like all the people you're attracted to.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for broadcasting lies on the internet.
Fake
it's
news.
not like the government...
This is fake news. This is all fake news.
Yeah, you're fake news.
Righto. But no, Stranger Things Season 2 looks pretty damn good.
Indeed it does. I'm excited.
It's a good trailer. I think that was one of the best uses of a song in a trailer out of all of these trailers we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, because a lot of them are like just everything's throwing pop songs in now these days. Like ever since
Guardians.
I don't want to say from Guardians. Like it's like before it was like the slow down, spooky pop song. Now it's the 70s pop song. Chuck it in there. But yeah, now it's gotten to the point where it's like, come on, you got to do it well. You can't just throw a song in there. It's like, ugh. Like Kingsman 2. We're gonna get to that trailer in a second, but I'm not too keen on the use of music in that trailer. I thought it was a little haphazardous.
Yeah, but before we get to that, do you remember back a couple of months ago we got the teaser for this new Netflix series that no one had heard about at the time called Bright?
Oh, it's not a series, it's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I knew that. I don't know why
Yeah.
I said series, but yeah. You
But yeah,
remember that little teaser?
We remember that little teaser. It was a bit confusing. It was kind of like, I don't know what's going on
until
here.
I read up that I realized that this is kind of like a fantasy world that's evolved to our technology and society today. So there's like fairies and there's elves and dwarves and orcs.
Which, once you realize who the director is, you're kind of like, oh, of course. So it's David Ayer, who is
of course.
director of Suicide Squad, director of Fury, director of End of Watch. This guy loves greedy, like seedy LA underbelly stories.
Yeah.
He loves things being set in LA. He loves Latino gangsters. He loves gangsters in general. He loves crime. Loves a crime. You know.
That's not a good crime movie.
He's a fan of a crime. And yeah, so if he's going to make like a fantasy movie, of course it's going to be set in LA. In like the LA crime scene.
True.
Which, you know, that's fine with me. Cast seems to be pretty good. Joel Edgerton, I quite like him. Australia's own Joel Edgerton, pretty good.
Will Smith, in later years, he's been a bit hit or miss, but, you know, about 10 years ago, he was great in everything.
He seems to be okay in this. He seems to be dead-shotting it up.
Yeah.
Pretty much, same thing.
See,
But a
I
cop
like
this time.
the concept.
Yeah.
Because I like me some high fantasy. And what I really liked earlier this year when I played Final Fantasy 15, it was like high fantasy type stuff, but in like a modern, technologically developed
But there was also
society.
Audis. You could also drive a Audi BMW.
Exactly. I liked seeing depictions of this fantasy stuff in modern age because we don't get that a lot.
Yeah, it's
rare. I'll honestly say
it's mostly been like computer point and click games that have done it.
Yeah, I'll say this honestly, like it's a bit harder to do.
It is a little harder.
Probably
to do.
why people haven't done it as much. It's a bit harder to do and pull off well. So Final Fantasy 15 pulled it off. Bright.
It tends to look a little sillier, and there is that kind of. There is that moment where they talk about, it's a magic wand. I'm just like, there's no way to say that and not have it sound ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it was in, like, old Skyrim-looking world, that wouldn't sound ridiculous. But when you're, like, in like a dark alleyway by a dumpster in the back streets of LA, then it sounds silly.
Yeah, like I feel like they should have gone with like a, I don't know, it's an Elder Wand or like a Calibrimba or something. Some give it a fancy name and then have someone in the film go like, what do you mean, like a magic wand? And then they'd be like, well, yeah, but we call it this. But I don't know, maybe they just like cut out that middleman of like, I don't know, it's a magic wand. What do you want?
Yeah, I
What do you want me to say?
feel like Will Smith would have been the good person to ground it. Like,
Yeah.
What, like a fucking magic wand?
What, some kind of Suicide Squad? Yeah.
Yes. Pretty much, hey.
But it seems okay. You know, Will Smith is acting like an asshole.
Which is what he does best.
The makeup seems to be pretty good. Seems to be some interesting character designs going on. So I'm curious, and because it's on Netflix, like there's
nothing stopping us.
no, I could just like wake up in like the middle of the night, not have to put on pants, don't have to go anywhere, take a couple of steps, press a Netflix button, bam, I'm watching a movie.
Is this what you do? You wake up in the middle of the night naked and watch a movie?
Do you not?
I kind of like to sleep through my night, but okay.
Peasant. What a peasant. I don't know. I was trying to give like a weird scenario. I don't know where I'm going with that. It looks fine. I'm saying that, you know, it's free. You know,
We'll probably watch it.
Quotation marks free. I'll probably watch it. I've got a Netflix subscription anyway. Might as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix, one more thing of note to mention.
Of note. Death Note
to mention. There was a clip from Death Note, and this is another thing that's kind of like a hit and miss in like a minute, because the guy they've got playing Light, I'm not too keen on him. He seems a bit charmless. Doesn't have a lot of charisma.
I fucking hate his hair. Dude, every time I look at his dumb fucking hair, I'm like, cut off his fucking frosted tips, you cunt.
All right, mate.
I hate it. Reminds me of the 2000s too much.
Calm down. It's just frosted tips, Brett. They're not going to kill your family. They didn't murder, suicide anyone.
They piss me off. I don't like them.
Not a fan of frosted tips.
People with frosted tips always look like cunts.
It's harsh language for frosted tips there. It's a harsh review. Ooh.
Fuck you. I'll give frosted tips -5 out of 10.
Right. But the good thing about this trailer is that Willem Dafoe is playing Ryuk. And Willem Dafoe just has a fascinating voice to listen to. So he's kind of selling me on this movie at the moment.
Like everything in the clip, other than just like me not liking that guy's haircut, it looked really good. There was some pretty good acting. I
wouldn't go as far as really good, but it looks. It's
Willem
intrigued me
Dafoe's
enough.
acting was really good.
It's intrigued me enough to wanna check it out.
And just like the general vibe of it that they've been able to capture, it feels kind of, you feel a little bit tense, you feel a little bit uneasy. And like, I feel like that's, well, it's obviously how they want you to feel. I'm like, well, they've made me feel tense and uneasy, so I think they've succeeded in this clip.
Also, I feel like the thing that's really selling me with Willem Dafoe as Ryuk is that Willem Dafoe sounds like an old Japanese man. And it's just, he's got that same kind of like timbre and tone to his voice where like a Japanese man would be incoming terrible semi-racist impersonation, but only in terms of context. That kind of like those tonal timbre tones that fits very well with Willem Dafoe's kind of like I'm the Green Goblin kind of voice. So instantly I hear that, I'm like, that's the correct choice. That's the correct voice for that character. I'm on board with this. So I mainly just got Willem Dafoe is the thing that's selling me from this clip. It looks okay. The main character looks a little charismaless.
Well, L is played by the guy who gets kidnapped at the start of Get Out. I don't know his name, but
I know
Andre. His name's Andre in Get Out.
Yeah, great actor. He's in Atlanta as well.
Yeah,
he shows up in a bunch of things. He's
he's been
always this like little side character that
he was
appears
in War Machine lately as well.
He was in War Machine. Yeah,
one scene, but it was
in like 2 or 3 scenes. He had like some moments to like shine acting wise.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to him as L, because L is pretty much L and Light are the 2 real main characters in the show.
Yeah,
and he's the good guy because L is the good guy in the series, I've heard.
Well, then maybe the film will be like 2/3 good.
2/3 good. Yeah.
All right. 2 out of 3 I'm giving that clip a 2 out of 3. All right, that's it for Netflix. Get out of here streaming. We're not talking about you anymore. Talk about the small screen. Let's talk about the big screen, the biggest screen. And what do you put on a big screen? You put a Justice League. That's what you put on a big screen.
Indeed, you do.
All right, let's talk about this Justice League trailer. So we've seen a couple of Justice League trailers before.
We have.
We've seen some Justice League.
We have.
It's been a mixed bag.
It has.
There's been that initial excitement of like, hey, there's the Justice League. But then you have that second thing in your head going like, oh, that kind of looks a bit weird. That Cyborg still looks a bit, I don't quite get it. He doesn't really have a lot of personality there. But what this one has going for it is I feel like after that initial kind of like, hey, here's the rock song again, they go into a little bit of an orchestral score. And that sounds
that's
really
better.
good. There seems to be more color in this trailer, more shots in daytime, which is good. Things seem a little bit, not a whole lot, but slightly more grounded in like sets that I can be like, hey, that's a place I can put myself into. I know where that is, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a real place. I just need to feel like I could go there.
I feel like what also helps with this trailer is, opposed to the other two, we've now seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And we've been endeared to her more. Because, let me be honest, while I already seen Batman, I wasn't that endeared to him from Batman v Superman. I didn't care about him that much.
He was a little bit of a murdery son of a bitch.
Yeah. But now there's a character that I am endeared to and that I am like. I'm like, hey, it's that character, woo!
And even the trailer even knows that, because it starts off, it's this some kind of like
it-
bank heist, and then Wonder Woman comes in and you're like, hooray!
Yay! So that definitely helped.
We even see like her mum shows up, Queen Hippolyta. She shows up. Themyscira shows up.
But they show a big shot of Themyscira.
Yeah, so like it's kind of turned, the trailer's like been recut into this kind of like, hey, it's the Wonder Woman and
Friends.
and
Wonder Woman and Friends.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and everyone
Hey,
else.
Aquaman's going to be good, hopefully.
That's why I'm saying like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks good, I guess. Like,
Good, I guess.
I don't know. It looks like it'll probably be really interesting on the big screen. Wonder Woman is giving me like, hey, that's, like you said, it's a character I like. I can attach myself to this. I'm liking how much fun Jason Momoa is having with this Aquaman. Because like,
even in the panels, I was saying just before we pressed record, some little kid asked, "Oh, is Superman alive in Batman v Superman?" I mean, is Batman
Superman.
Superman?
Yeah.
I said the wrong superhero in the wrong movie. Is Superman alive in Justice
It's okay,
League?
Brett. Talking is, only the fundamental thing that we need to get good at on this podcast.
You just failed as well.
Why? Why do we have a podcast? We can't even speak good.
Okay, back to my point.
Yeah.
Some little kid asked if Superman was going to be in the movie, and Jason Momoa just said straight to this like 5-year-old boy, "Superman is dead." I have so much respect for that move that he just didn't fucking care that it was a child like, "Superman is dead."
That's pretty brutal. He's got like a surfer kind of attitude. Like he's literally surfing a parademon down from the sky. Does a little slide, flicks his hair, like gets the rubble out. Like, get out of here, rubble. I'm Aquaman. Shakes his hair.
And he's just like, you feel like he'd be one of those people who's so like nice to you, but you still just fucking hate him. Like
Sup,
the
bro?
neighbor in F is for Family.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what
it
he is, the
yeah.
neighbor in F is for Family.
But I think a concern I have is that, and this is probably like just a general problem with DC heroes compared to the Marvel heroes, is that these guys are indestructible. Like, there's never a point where I feel like they are in danger. Like, there's never a shot at all where, like, you see these heroes, like, knocked back or, like, fearful. Like, there's that one line where it's like, honestly, I think we're all going to die. It's like,
Yeah, but
really? You fell through a building, not a scratch on you. You shake rubble out of your hair. What would kill you?
Yeah, and there was a point where Flash goes, "I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been any fights any. I just run and push people."
And
it's
even
like,
th-
wait,
and
we'll
even then
do
it's like-
that. Do that real fast.
Yeah, even then, it's like, you have the speed force.
Just run.
Literally
and
the most
punch and
powerful
run.
thing.
Just run and punch and run. Just
Yeah,
push all the
I don't
powers
know,
over, they won't get you.
like even in the in the Avengers, Iron Man has like a couple of moments where he gets knocked down, or he passes out. Things happen to them. They get scars. They get punched around.
Well, see,
Captain America gets shot, falls down, has to get
all the
helped back
people
up.
in the MCU, they're not indestructible. They are
No.
not
They're very
larger
much like built up and designed to be
than-
more human, more fragile. Like
Yeah.
they're still
But then you go
better
to
than
DC
you and me.
you have Superman, an indestructible
they're
alien.
gods. They're basically all gods.
We have Wonder Woman, who is the daughter of Zeus.
yeah.
We have the Flash, who has this freaking Speed Force, the crazy cosmic entity.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just want to see them fragile a little bit. I don't know that maybe, DC fans get upset at it because, no, they're gods, nothing can hurt them. Nothing can hurt my perfect, beautiful boys.
There's
Like,
no stakes if they can't be hurt, though.
like I guess the stakes are like, they've got to save all these people. But where are the... I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I want to see like a little bit of scuff on them. Maybe some dust, rubble, like brushing things off. I don't know. They just like even the Hulk has a few shots in Avengers where he's like bleeding a little bit. He's got dust. He's got dirt on him. It looks like they've been affected by what's happened to them.
Same time, though, the Hulk will never die.
No, but at least you feel like something has happened to them. No, hasn't killed them, but at least it looks like they've done something.
Yeah.
Like, these guys look clean, pristine, affected by nothing in every shot of this movie.
Okay, point's been made. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm sorry.
Well, it took me a while to realize we've spent a while on this point. Okay, Ben Affleck.
It just worries me a little. Yeah, but Ben Affleck, there's been rumors floating around, a couple of articles.
For a while.
Because comic book and movie sites, they have slow news days, and I guess they just report on whatever rumor comes across their desk.
We are not unfamiliar with the slow news days.
Yeah.
We've sometimes
there was rumors that
stories.
Warner Brothers were going to push out Ben Affleck and that he was going to leave the DCEU. But he's come out and said, now again, might have to take this with a grain of salt because it was at a press junket.
Comic-Con, so he's
Comic-Con.
not very well going to say Comic-Con, no, I hate playing the character, I'm going to
while he's,
movie.
talking about Justice League. This Justice League movie, it's pretty shit. I hate playing Batman. Batman shit. Peace out, boy. But no, he seems to like enjoy playing the character. He said he's like, no, it's a privilege and I'm happy to do it for as long as possible. Which is, it's good, I guess. But
we don't want to change them too much because.
But then we also have this other thing that's been announced that might bring a little change. So they announced like what the upcoming DC films are. I don't know if this was in order, but it's what is planned. I'm not sure what order these come in, but I'll just read them out in the order they were given to me. Shazam, Suicide Squad 2, Justice League Dark, Flashpoint, Wonder Woman 2, Green Lantern Corps, Batgirl, and The Batman.
Now, in Flashpoint, I
Yes.
read an article that said they are going to be more accurate to the comic book version of Flashpoint, which means that Jeffrey Dean Morgan will be Batman in this movie.
Also means that Martha
Yeah,
will be the Joker.
Lauren Cohen.
Yeah.
So
Also means that they will make...
It took me a while to realize that... Because both of these actors are in Walking Dead. And in The Walking Dead, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, spoiler alert, kills Glenn, which is Lauren Cohen's husband in that.
Hey, I like you. Are you single? No. Single now?
Yeah, pretty. No, it was less and more...
You single now? I guess so.
And that's how the Batman came.
At the expense of an Asian man's death. But yeah, I'm looking at this like list of things that they're trying to do here, and some of these like sound like good ideas. A Green Lantern Corps movie, sure, get it right this time. You fucked up last time. Chance to do over, refocus, make it better. Good.
Yeah.
Batgirl, good. Barbara Gordon's a great character. she deserves a movie.
Yeah, and that could be a good way to have more Batman, because I feel like if you have a Batgirl movie, you have to have Batman in it.
Yeah. The Batman. Good. Everyone wants to see a Ben Affleck solo Batman movie. Matt Reeves, great director, coming off a real big high. War of the Planet of the Apes, getting great reviews. Wonder Woman 2, good idea. Shazam, I guess so. But there's a problem with that, is that it seems like The Rock will not be playing Black Adam in this movie. He won't be the mate. Black Adam won't be the villain in Shazam, which is weird to be talking about The Rock as Black Adam for so long, and then to announce a movie where he could appear and say, nope, not
doing
here.
it.
It's like, when are you going to use him then? You've been
Never.
talking about him forever. When? Suicide Squad 2. I guess so.
Well,
I mean, it made money. You did technically win an Oscar. Sure. Fucking
they won an Oscar.
make a sequel.
I forget they won an Oscar.
Justice League Dark. I guess, like, I like the...
I don't know. I feel like Justice League Dark's a bit much for this point.
I know they wanted to call it, like, Dark Universe, but then Universal came in, so now they've gone like, oh, fuck, maybe we'll just go back to Justice League Dark. I don't think that's the right thing to call it.
Yeah, because they already had that animated movie.
I like the idea of, like, focusing on, like, a Constantine, a Swamp Thing, and all these, like, magical creatures, because that's an interesting thing to do. It's like they could do their kind of, like, Doctor Strange thing, but go darker and crazier and grittier and, like demons and stuff. So that's not a bad idea.
I don't know, but after Suicide Squad, I'm just like, I don't know how well they can do a movie where they introduce a whole team at once, you know? Because, given they'll be doing a little bit of that in Justice League, but we already know Wonder Woman, we already know Batman, we already know Superman, who we know is going to be fucking in it.
They could Guardians of the Galaxy it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, Guardians of the Galaxy managed to, like, introduce, like, 5 characters in one movie, and it was fine.
Yeah, but
We
that
were
was
fine with it.
Marvel.
I'm saying it can be done. I'm not saying DC can do it.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying I don't know if DC can do it. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair enough.
So I'm
Flashpoint.
not going to say they can't do it. I'm going to say I'm weary about them trying to do it again.
Flashpoint, I think, is the dumbest fucking thing to do first. Like, if your first Flash movie is Flashpoint, you don't fucking understand the character.
No.
You have no idea what to do with it. You're only going by, like, hey, this was the most popular recent thing of the character. I guess we're doing that.
And I guess they want to get...
Fucking why? The only reason that has any weight to it is because of all these years that we've experienced with the Flash, and it changes things that, like, oh, this isn't the DC universe we know. We don't know the DC universe.
No.
How are we supposed to change it up when we don't know it yet?
Yeah. So I feel like by this point, Marvel could be building towards something like that, like a universe resetting event.
Yeah, they waited, like, what, fucking 13 movies in to do a Civil War? Like, that's basically, like, their kind of smaller scale kind of equivalent. No, it's not, like, altering reality, but, like, they're shuffling of the pieces.
I don't know. I feel like by this 4th Avengers movie, they might be altering reality.
Yeah, I'm not saying... Well, we're not talking about that. Talk about... They've, like, waited a while to, like, and here's some piece shuffling and stuff. They establish their characters first. I know, like, DC don't have to do that, but just, ugh.
Yeah.
It seems like a dumb idea to me.
It does
like,
seem like a dumb idea.
Especially when Ezra Miller, like, seems to be... His character seems to be the comedy relief in Justice League, and your response, like, well, what should we do with this comedy relief character we have in this movie? Let's throw him into one of the darkest storylines that ever happened to him. Fucking why? It's the problem that DC has, like, Batman v Superman, taking all these, like, ideas and stuff from Dark Knight Returns. Why? This is the first time we've seen this Batman. Why would you start him off with his old man, end of his life era? Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid idea. I don't think it's the right direction to go in at all. You need to start off with him fighting his rogues gallery. That's what you do. You set him up as, like, you could do like a Spider-Man Homecoming thing where, like, he's been Flash for like 6 to 12 months. He's really enjoying it, but then he comes across, like, all these other villains that he's been putting away. They team up. They're getting sick of it. It's like, this Flash, he's been taking us down and stuff. We're sick of it. Let's team up. We'll take him down. That's what you could do. And then you could, like, establish, like, Central City, the lore of it all. You could establish the Speed Force. do something like that. Even have like the rogues be assembled by an Eobard Ford evil Flash. You could do like an evil speedster fig as well, but it seems too early.
Yeah.
Seems way too early to do a Flashpoint. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. There was also artwork released for Justice League. It was very Alex Ross inspired. That looked cool. I was happy with that. That made me think, well, maybe they are trying to go in a more positive, hopeful direction.
Maybe.
But yeah, this lineup of films is a mixed bag for me.
Yeah,
It's
weird.
mixed. I don't agree with doing Flashpoint now. Like, Flashpoint is years. They're blowing their wad way too early. They need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, well, I think they did that a bit with Batman v Superman as well.
Yeah, they have. Oh, well.
And like they didn't have enough time in that movie to establish a proper reason for them fighting.
No, not at all. Kingsman trailer.
Yeah, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Oh, this looked good.
Yeah,
There's not a whole lot to say except, oh, that looks good.
yeah. They went to America. They got some Channing Tatum.
Some of our boy Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Who else? Was
Laser whips. Like,
oh yeah, whips.
that seems cool.
I like me a good whipping.
Seems like a fragrance grenade thing. Like, you tap it down and it goes all glowy blue, blows up. That's cool.
Like
Colin Firth just seems to be back.
I like a good Colin Firth.
Action seems to be just as good.
I like a good action.
I didn't quite like their kind of remixed version of Our Generation or My Generation. I thought that was a bit kind of like, what does this have to do with? I don't get it. Like, it didn't really work for me.
When I heard that song, I'm like, what is with this song in this trailer? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get they were kind of going for something fun.
And then they did kind of like a remixed version of the which would have been good had I not just seen it in the John Wick 2 trailer. Like, literally the exact same remix.
True.
So, like, it's fine, you know, it fits with the trailer, but, like, I've seen it done in another, like, shoot-'em-up action movie so recently. It's just kind of, I just saw this, please. But, you know, that's not the film's fault. The film looks good. Trailer isn't great.
True.
Which is like, it's hard to make a bad trailer for a film with so many beautiful and gorgeous shots. And gosh darn it, they tried.
Yeah. It still looks fun.
It still looks fun. Like, it's hard to make all those really cool shots and cool action scenes look bad. But they tried with that. Poor use of
tried
music.
to make it look bad.
Poor use of music. So let's get into Marvel. Let's Marvel. They've just had D23. You know, they've
already released some stuff. And
already released some stuff.
To release such big stuff here still.
But we still got some good things. I knew they were going to save some things for San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
But we got some nice stuff here. A new Thor trailer. Oh boy, this looks good.
It was tasty.
Yeah, it seems like we're really in the era of this kind of new kind of synthwave, kind of thing. I'm digging that.
Yeah,
digging the sound
like we're
straight
in the
off the
80s
bat.
again.
Yeah, I like it. I'm digging the look. I'm liking all the humor.
Yes,
we're getting that talking Hulk.
Yeah, and this isn't like puny god talking. This is like actual holding a conversation talking.
Down with it.
Yeah,
very down with it. We're going to get some Bruce Banner action. I didn't realize we were going to get that. That's cool.
They say in this movie by the point that Thor meets him, Bruce Banner hasn't been out. It's just been the Hulk for 2 years.
Whew.
Which it makes sense because I don't know if they mention it in the movie, but they haven't mentioned it so far. But the reason when Hulk gets to planet Sakaar that he can't change back to Bruce Banner is that the atmosphere there is hostile for humans. So if he was to turn back into Bruce Banner would die. So that's why he has to stay as the Hulk. And he even says it multiple times that even if the atmosphere wasn't there, this planet is so fucked and so violent that Bruce Banner wouldn't last a second. And he constantly talks in the...
I feel like that's not entirely the case for this film.
Yeah, true.
Because it seems like a safe enough place. Like, you know, it's
Dude,
violent.
they were forced into a gladded...
Yeah, but outside of that, you know, place looks really colorful and it's like a bustling hub of society. People seem to do things, you know. There's a strong fashion market. People are very individualistic.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't really know if this this version of Sakaar is going to have the really strong civil unrest that it had in the comics, because
I don't think so.
Hulk ends up being the king of the planet in the comics.
I don't think that's happening here.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing King Hulk.
It's not a Hulk movie. It's Thor and Hulk is there.
Yeah, because basically in the comics, after... well, 'cause in the comic they fight Silver Surfer in the arena.
Yeah.
Then in the animated movie, it was Beta Ray Bill, so it
Yeah.
was obvious how they made the switch Beta Ray Bill to 4. So I feel like after that Beta Ray Bill or Silver Surfer just fly off back to Earth. I feel like in this it'll be once they get out of the arena, Hulk goes with 4 instead of going out and conquering the planet and becoming king.
I just want to talk about one little Easter egg that I noticed. Well, I didn't notice. People have noticed, and I'm noticing, they're noticing. On a big tower that you see, it can be seen Beta Ray Bill's face, Man-Thing's face, Ares' face, and some guy called, like, By God or something, or I don't know. Two-Face fella. I don't know. He's got 2 heads stacked on top of each other. So there's a little like Easter eggs of like maybe previous champions that have fought in the arena.
Yeah.
That seems pretty cool. I don't know. It might just be like some nerdy thing that they don't ever talk about. It's just some visual thing for nerds to be like, hey.
Yeah. Well, at least we know...
For us.
At least we can know that Beta Ray Bill does exist in this universe, so maybe at some point he will be Thor's sidekick.
And Man-Thing has been mentioned before. There was an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Maria Hill was talking to Pepper Potts on the phone, was about like the hearings after Black Widow released all the S.H.I.E.L.D. files. And she's like, I keep getting asked like these weird questions like, what is a Man-Thing? It's like, Man-Thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Little Easter egg.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's been around. He's been around.
Been around.
So maybe he's had like a similar experience to Thor, where not Thor, to Hulk, where like he's just hanging out and then he gets like sucked into some portal, ends up on Sakaar, and is like, what the fuck is all of this? Fight in the arena. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's pretty much how everyone ends up on Sakaar, because it has this weird thing, how it creates these wormholes around it that suck people onto the planet.
Whew.
Which is
Crazy.
Dumb science, but it's comic book.
Yeah, it's comic book science. Like this looks like a very colorful comic book movie. It seems like a meeting point between what Thor was and now a whole lot of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes.
Now, do you think that Hela will survive this movie and maybe come back to be like the love interest for Thanos? Because I don't. I think they've said.
Do I think she's replacing like Mistress Death, kind of like Lady Death?
Well, there's been a lot of talks about how Marvel aren't doing Death.
Yeah.
So that Hela may end up being the one who, Thanos' love interest.
I feel like that's a smart decision. Like, I don't really have a lot of connection to Lady Death.
No.
Really. And if they wanted to combine those two characters, that's just like...
It would work.
It's also like takes out a lot of complications because of like, here's Death and here's the goddess of Death. And it's like, wait, what? Why are they two different people? Like, to the layperson, just making him the same person makes a whole lot of sense.
Exactly. And maybe this movie has a bad ending. Maybe the 9 realms do get destroyed and it's just Earth now. Maybe Thor has to be the protector of the last realm.
I feel like they're not going to have a bummer ending. This doesn't look like a film that'll have a bummer ending. But I feel like some people will get banished or imprisoned, and then some Thanos stuff will show up.
Yeah.
Is my prediction, at least. All right. Cool trailer. We both liked it. We both give it a thumbs up. Let's talk about some details that we learned at this Marvel panel. Captain Marvel, we got a first look at what Brie Larson will look like in the costume. Pretty much what we expected.
She's a beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady. Looks pretty good. But some interesting details came out. It will be set in the 90s, which is weird. And she'll be fighting the Skrull Empire.
Which is exciting.
Because we assumed that Skrulls were owned by Fox because they're a big old Fantastic Four thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like Marvel and Fox have joint rights.
Yeah.
So
it obviously hasn't been like a big publicized thing like when they made the deal with Sony for Spider-Man. But we're getting some Skrulls.
Skrulls seems cool. I'm very keen on that. Also, Nick Fury is going to be in this movie, possibly with 2 eyes.
So we might learn the story of what happened to his eye.
Some Skrull took it.
And Skrull took it.
Probably, maybe.
Or maybe
I don't
he is
know.
a Skrull now. Woo! No,
Maybe.
that's
But
a
yeah,
bit,
I'm
that's a bit
interested.
comic booky to introduce here.
Yeah, I'm interested in like what this sets up for like the rest of the universe because like no one expected it to be set in the 90s. No one
No.
expected her to be fighting Skrulls because we all assumed we couldn't have the Skrulls. But yeah, this
Well, I
may
kind of
mean
thought this movie would be a transition between both the Avengers movies. But now, because of this being in the 90s, it pretty much means chronologically it'll be Infinity Wars, then the fourth Avengers. There will be nothing in between them.
Yeah.
Chronologically. So it pretty much
I'm
will
okay
be
with that.
leaving at the end of Infinity Wars and picking up in the next one.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
I'm interested to see where Captain Marvel's been hanging out all this time. She's watched
Yeah.
Loki invade New York.
I'm assuming space. Like I'm assuming deep
it has
space
to be.
fighting.
It has to be.
Fighting Skrulls.
Because if she had these powers and whatnot, surely she would have gotten involved.
Yeah.
If she
Where
saw
was
all this crap going down. Where were you, Brie Larson?
It'd be funny, like she finally
Stuck
shows
in a
up.
room with your
Finally
son,
shows up.
kidnapped by a man. It's a reference.
Finally shows up, and then Nick Fury is just like, "Where have you been? I've been trying to call you for 27 years, and now you show up. Loki killed everyone.
Loki killed everyone.
What's a Loki? Like, out in space, you don't even know what a Loki is. Jeez." Ant-Man and the Wasp. Got some details on that.
That we do.
Got a poster.
That we also do.
Some more Andy Park kind of. I think it's Andy Park. Yeah, Andy Park art. He's done like a lot of all these like concept art things.
Yeah.
he gets in there. We got some news. Michelle Pfeiffer, or as Auntie Donna would call her, Michelle Pfeiffer, is Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp. Good
Ooh.
cast. Getting some Catwoman action as the Wasp. Nice. Speaking of DC, Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
Perry White in the DC universe, is coming over to Marvel. He'll be Bill Foster, Dr. Bill Foster, a.k.a. Goliath. He's a big old black man.
There you go. Didn't
I'm
know
keen
who-
for that. Walton Goggins. I love me some Walton Goggins. You know who Walton Goggins is?
Not really.
He was in Hateful Eight. He was the last guy left with Samuel L. Jackson. He's in Justified. Watch Justified. He's really good at Justified. Oh, Boyd Crowder. What a character. But yeah, he's been in a lot of things. You would have seen him. Like, you'll see his face. You'll be like, oh, that guy. I love that guy.
So it's a that guy kind of guy.
He's a that guy kind of guy. He's got to be playing some shady CEO type. In the comics, he's like the CEO of what's that? Cross Industries, the rival thing that appeared in the first Ant-Man. So that'll be cool. You know, I'm keen for some Walton Goggins action. And the villain will be Ghost. Here played by a woman. I couldn't quite catch her name. I didn't have time to look it up. Because I'm lazy and I'm just going by memory here. But Ghost in the comics is kind of like a corporate saboteur, can like make things invisible, go intangible, a lot of technology stuff.
Okay.
I've seen him pop up in Spider-Man comics, trying to come in and like steal Parker Industries secrets. So cool character, cool character. Interesting thing. I'm hoping for a heist off. Like, the Ghost is, like, doing some heists, and Ant-Man's like, no, we're the best at heists. We'll show you how it's done. You don't need to go intangible. You need to go tiny. That's how it's done.
Heist Off almost sounds like a cleaning product. Get Heist Off now, only $5.99.
Get out of here, Heist. Use Heist off. Heist!
Removes
and the
Heist
heist is
from all-
gone.
Removes Heist from all those hard-to-reach places.
We also got a little bit of Black Panther details. Some footage was shown that the cast hadn't seen yet. They got real excited about it, which made me excited. I didn't read up any descriptions of it, but I'm keen to see it. I'm happy not to know.
Yeah, of course. We'll see it
But
soon
I
enough.
did learn one little detail. Killmonger, at some point in the film, will be wearing a gold Black Panther suit, or
How
a gold
cool is
Panther
that?
suit. It's a little... It makes me a little worried because that's a little Marvel formulaic. Like, that's the Ironmonger Whiplash thing all over again. It's
Oh, come on.
Darren Cross in his yellow jacket costume. Like, don't put the
Bad guys are
villain,
yellow.
no, but like don't put the villain in like a version of the hero's costume that's like different. Ugh, it's
That's always a classic, though.
but I
Why do
don't-
you think the CW's Flash is always fighting speedsters?
And I hate that there too. I don't need it. And maybe, it'll work in the story because the story will be better. It'll make sense, but it's still a bit like come on. You don't need to do that. You're better than that.
True.
So it's not made me worried, but it's made me go like, come on. You don't need to. Now, we talked last episode about the Infinity War trailer. We read a description. We could only imagine what it looked like. But the trailer leaked. It's still filmed, kind of shitty copy of
It's
it.
a sort of angle, and someone's head was right in the middle of it.
But we've seen it now.
Indeed, we have.
And I get a little bit why there was hype. It's pretty fun. It's a fun
I
trailer.
feel like I'll be even more hyped when I see an actual release of it, because I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, high definition.
Oh,
and, like,
high
the
definition!
full
That trailer in
screen.
high definition will be so good. But I also understand why they haven't released it, like even though it has leaked, because it's got a little bit of Spider-Man Homecoming spoilers in there, and like the costume that he
True.
gets in this trailer, and you're trying to hype up Thor, and you've got to try and hype up Black Panther. You got to slow your roll a little bit. Like once Thor has come out,
I feel like that's
when we'll get an Infinity War trailer, and it won't be
feel
this
like there'll
exact
be a
one.
big teaser for Infinity War at the end of Ragnarok.
Probably. But this looks cool. I'm really, really excited for this. It looks, I don't know. It looks like we're finally like culminating into like we've all been leading to this point. Like
Yeah.
all these characters interacting with each other. Doctor Strange making magical platforms
I can
for Star-Lord. Like I read the description and thought, oh yeah, I guess that's cool. Seeing it looks super cool. And seeing like Thanos actually like grab a planet and throw it at them. Like in the first lake we saw, we couldn't quite see it. It looks like it's just throwing like meteorites at him. It's like I don't see a planet. Second trailer, you could see him crush a
Yeah.
planet and throw it at them.
Though you still couldn't quite tell it was a planet in the definition we were watching in.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like some big old thing.
Yeah,
It looks like he's doing something.
it looks like he's doing something.
Yeah, Thanos looks intimidating. Everyone looks intimidated. Everyone looks scarred up and bloody and like thrown about and like, it looks like he's actually like an intimidating presence. Just to put that out there, Justice League, maybe in post, chuck a little dirt on some people. Make it look like it was a challenge to beat all these parademons. People shouldn't be clean after they've had a crazy battle.
Okay, Aiden. We've made this point earlier.
I'm just saying, it's a small thing that could just make me feel a little bit more connected to these characters, a little bit more concerned for their safety. Because at the moment, what's to worry? Why would I care? Like, even in this world where we've got all these release dates ahead of time, where we know what's going to happen to these characters 12 movies later, just a little bit of feigned concern helps me, like, invest in the story. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, leaked Infinity War trailer. It's out there if you want to try and find it, or if you're keen enough.
Yeah,
to see
they
it.
keep giving takedown notices, but it keeps popping back up. So.
Look for it on like a Daily Motion or a stream or whatever. One of those not YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube,
unreputable
it'll be
sites.
hard to find one that's not taken down immediately.
True. There was also a new Inhumans trailer. I don't
You
remember.
mean
if we
comments?
Yeah. We talked about the first Inhumans trailer, did we?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay. We had mixed opinions on that one. I feel. This one looks better. It's still a bit but it looks better.
Maximus looks real good, but
Maximus looks good. We got our first look at Fish Face. What's his name? The guy's like a fish man.
Oh yeah, Gorgon, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks fishy.
That's an adequate description.
Looks
An
pretty
adequate
fishy.
portrayal, I guess.
Yeah.
Looks fishy.
Uh,
We got to see Medusa's hair doing Medusa things.
which I guess for TV looks okay.
Yeah. It looks
I don't know.
fine.
I'm keen to see it. I'm a little worried because Scott Buck didn't prove himself the greatest with Iron Fist, but it's only like 8 or 10 episodes this series.
Yeah.
So it's pretty short. So hopefully that means it's it's concise. It gets to the point. It tells the story and gets out. So that's got me a little bit more kind of like, okay, they've got less episodes. They can really just tell a story. Really
and
good.
also gave a little reveal, actually, that Maximus actually isn't an Inhuman. Did you know that?
I don't know if that was just like a misdirected trailer or not. It's an element they could add because
Well,
like
they
in
said
the
in the
comics
trailer
his
that
power
he's
is
just
very
a
kind of
human.
like undefined. He like can convince people. Is like a mind control with his words, kind of thing similar to Kilgrave. So they could just think he's human. Who knows?
Who knows? Would
Who
it be
knows?
interesting if a human
Yeah.
became king of the Inhumans?
True. I'm hoping this is good. I'm really hoping. And I'm hoping there's like enough connections to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because like that's the thing that they really need to kind of tie in with. The other thing that's been talking about
Yeah, if
humans
they
for so long.
ignore all the history of Inhumans they introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
then
I'm
it's
pretty
just
sure there
gonna
was
be
a
dumb.
clip that was showed at Comic-Con that there was them talking like around a dinner table about like the Terrigen that's been released into the water supply on Earth. So that's a good sign. That's like, okay, so they do acknowledge that there is Terrigen and Inhumans going down on Earth, which is good because fuck it if anyone else is going to acknowledge it. Like,
Yeah.
if the Inhumans show won't acknowledge it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been setting up that Inhumans are kind of everywhere. Who will?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe this is the stepping point between Inhumans being in just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and being in the whole universe. Because, this is going to be an IMAX. It's going to be a bit of a bigger thing. So maybe this will be a small step in them recognizing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movies. I feel like, especially these last 2 seasons, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has really earned its place in the MCU.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't deserve to be ignored anymore.
That last season was spectacular.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like the first couple seasons, yeah, they can ignore that in the MCU. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But recently, what they've been doing, you cannot ignore that.
No. All right, so we've got 2 more trailers here to talk about.
We do.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
This is Steven Spielberg's new movie. It's based on a book of the same name. This is a trailer. This is like the culmination of what culture and society is at this point.
True.
It's just a mashup of things we enjoyed from the past. This is nostalgia overload.
Yeah.
We're
But
talking,
it's all like in a big virtual reality thing. And this is the kind of virtual reality I've been saying that I want. The one where you just put it in your headset and your consciousness is kind of uploaded into the game. And like your body can do things that your actual human body physically couldn't do. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it
Fucking
is
love
looking
it. Give it to me.
pretty crazy. I mean, we got the Iron Giant. We got a DeLorean. We got Freddy Krueger. Possibly Harley Quinn. Possibly Deathstroke. Possibly a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Whole bunch of things. Some Tron. Atari. All these, like, 80s and pop culture things just chucked in there. This movie looks like it's going to be crazy. And everyone who's read the books seems to have reacted really positively to the footage
and
I've
like
seen.
we don't like us uninformed viewers, we don't exactly know what the story is because they didn't really talk much about the story. Like they've set up the world.
I think what is it? I remember there was some plot description. The creator of Oasis, the kind of virtual world thing, is retiring or dying, and he's leaving like a puzzle within his game that leads like his fortune. So like that's the reason our character who lives out in the stacks.
It's basically in a big adventure.
Yeah.
So it's not like some bad guy's threatening the world. It's like
No, it's like this guy is poor. He's going on an adventure to get some money because he lives in a van that's stacked on top of a whole bunch of other vans.
Okay, now that I know that, I'm even more excited because that sounds like they could do a crazy fun adventure with that concept.
Yeah,
that could be a crazy fun adventure.
And Spielberg, even when Spielberg is bad, that's still a good film.
Yeah,
that's still a good film.
He can do a crazy fun adventure.
He can. So I'm keen. I'm keen.
Yeah,
I'm keen. Alrighty. Star Trek Discovery. This is I probably should have put this in Netflix stuff because this is going to come up on Netflix. September, I believe, is when it's coming out. It looks pretty good. Like the budgets for TV shows have come a long way. This is a good looking show. This
Well,
looks
we're
like
really in the age where, especially in no small part to shows like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, where TV is pretty much one of the biggest powerhouses right now. TV shows are bigger budgeted than they ever have been.
And I was listening to a podcast recently that was talking about how movies with all these Marvel cinematic universes or whatever have basically become TV shows. Like, we expect long-form storytelling not just from TV now, it's also from cinema. Like, everything is trying to tell some long story of like, oh, we're starting a universe, because what they're basically saying is we're starting a really big-budget TV show.
Pretty much, hey. Just with longer waits between the episodes.
That's okay with me. I mean, until it's not. But I'm okay with good TV shows. And this looks like it's going to be a good TV show. I'm keen for this. I haven't watched like a Star Trek show all the way through ever. Like, I've watched episodes here and there. I've watched those most recent movies, the J.J. Abrams ones. Those have been fun. Those have been good. I mean, Into Darkness I had fun in the theater, but a lot of other people didn't. But yeah, this looks good. Looks fun.
Yeah.
You have no real connection to Star Trek.
Not really, no.
I've recommended that you should watch like the J.J. Abrams movies. I
Maybe
feel like
one
you'd probably
day.
like those. Like, if you liked Force Awakens, you'll like his first Star Trek film, basically.
One day I will.
They're worth checking out. I recommend them. Got Simon Pegg in there. You like some Simon Pegg.
I don't mind him.
You like a Carl Urban, don't you?
Don't mind him.
Yeah, he's got some Carl Urban in there. Go watch Carl Urban, have a good time. You like a Chris Pine. He's one of the Chris's. He's a charming Chris.
I feel like all the Chris's in Hollywood are pretty charming.
Pretty much. I mean, all the main four.
The main four.
Is there another one? I feel like there's only...
There's Hemsworth. There's
Hemsworth, Evans,
Pine,
and Pratt.
Yeah.
They're all right.
I remember the end of last year, I was reading an article that was basically comparing the year that each of the Chris's had and ranking them to rank who was the best Chris.
That's not a bad idea, honestly. Like, you could even do that this year. You could do that this year of like which Chris had a good year, because every Chris is doing something this year. I feel like I'm not entirely sure what Evans is doing this year, but like, he showed up a little bit in Homecoming. He's probably got some other indie film.
He likes doing those.
Pratt's been doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Time for another ranking
Hemsworth's got a 4 movie coming out.
Time for a ranking of the Chris's.
Yeah, well, after 4. After 4, we will do an episode where we rank the Chris's.
Or someone will.
The ranking of the Chris's.
We'll try and find that person who did that Chris ranking, see if they do it again. So yeah, I'm keen for this. Do you think you'll start with this show in September?
We'll see.
It looks good though.
It looks alright.
Like, those costumes look pretty good. Like, you look at what the Klingons used to look like. Ugh, silly. But looks pretty good now. Michelle Yeoh. Women.
Hey, Brett, you like women?
Of varying ethnicity and age. We've got them.
Indeed. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
That's it. That's all the news.
Yeah. Do we have any quick recommendations before we end?
Oh, yeah. I watched the Lego Batman movie.
Twice in a day?
I loved it. I
can't
can't believe I didn't see it.
I told you it was great when I saw it in the cinemas.
Yeah. It was so fun. Like, this might be my second favorite Batman movie of all time. Like, it's really it. It's The Dark Knight, Lego Batman, and then everything else in a big old jumbly pile of... And then right down the bottom, Batman and Robin. But, actually, it doesn't even count as a Batman film. That's just a piece of shit. This is so good. This was so good. I don't understand how, like, we've gotten to this point where, like, Lego movies... Fucking Lego movies.
Yeah, they're
are some of the best comedies. Why? How?
Honestly, I think it's just good writing.
Like, there was a joke every couple of seconds. Like, they just packed in the jokes. Like, that's kind of why I wanted to watch it a second time, because I'm like, I feel like I missed half the jokes. And then I watched it a second time, I noticed all these other jokes. It's so funny. It's so good. And now I'm actually really keen
Mm-hmm.
to see Chris McKay's version of Nightwing, because he's doing a Nightwing movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know, I want there to be a point where Dick Grayson, as like, maybe there's like a photo of Dick Grayson when he was younger, and he looks like the kind of Lego Dick Grayson. He's got like
funny.
big old glasses and a red sweater, and he's like, ha. That'd be great.
Did we talk about how we both saw Baby Driver?
No.
We both saw Baby Driver.
Also real good.
In different sessions, mind you.
Yeah, but that was also a real good time. I'd love to see that again. I watched the opening scene for that again just recently.
Oh, yeah.
Holds up. Real good.
It has some great chase scenes.
Oh, so good. Such a
Great
good time.
action scenes. Great
It's been
characters. Great
It's been
music.
a generally good year for movies, I
Yeah.
feel. At least recently. Like, I feel like we've been hitting a couple out of the park. Like, Baby Driver's good. War for the Planet
I feel
of the
like
Apes
back in March,
supposedly real good.
I feel like we've had throughout the year. I think you have waves where a lot of movies come out at once. We had that wave in March, where I think we saw like The Great Wall, we saw Split, we saw Kong, we saw what else?
Logan.
Logan. Yeah, you know, there was a lot of movies at once there. I feel like those were all good, but I feel Logan definitely stood out.
Yeah.
But now this batch of movies we had have all been great.
Yeah.
They look like they're still going to keep coming.
Wonder Woman was real good.
Yeah, we had Guardians, we had Wonder
Guardians
Woman, we
was
had
real good.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man was
we
real
had
good.
Baby Driver, we got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm keen for that. I'm keen to see
I
that.
feel like that'll be the last one in this current wave. I feel like the next wave will be like later on when we get to
we'll get more
our
of a mixed
summer,
bag.
their
Yeah.
winter.
But fuck, there's so many big movies.
Yeah.
So many big movies to see.
Oh yeah, just a quick mention. I watched that To the Bone on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind a deep movie.
You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it. There were some weird scenes.
Weird scenes? Okay.
There was spoiler alert, but I'm sure you don't care. There was one scene towards the end where, like, cause, it's about a girl with anorexia.
Yeah.
And her mother's trying to convince her of this weird hippie therapy type thing. Where they're like, "Oh, I need to bottle feed you like a baby. It's something that'll help our emotions and connection and whatever." Some hippie dippy bullshit.
Yeah.
And at first, Lily Collins' character says no.
Yeah.
But then they end up doing it. And it's like really weird seeing like, this 20-year-old girl being like cradled and bottle fed by a mother. It was really fucking uncomfortable.
Righto.
It was very uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm looking at it and thinking, that's some Oedipus shit right there.
Just a little bit.
But other than that, it was a pretty good movie. It had some really deep moments. It almost made me cry at a point or two. Keanu Reeves was great in it.
That's good.
Yeah. And
Good for him.
Lily Collins was really good as well. She's starting to become quite a good actor.
Good for her. Well, if you want to talk to us about what we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, or you got any
What we saw as we were there.
what we saw from our couch in Australia. At San Diego
That's
Comic-Con.
it. That's more right.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/PCMR Podcast. We're also on Twitter, @PCMR Podcast. We have an email address, PCMRpodcast@gmail.com. Personal Twitter accounts, I'm at Aidan's Vlog, AIDANSVLOG.
I'm at MainMan125, spelled how it sounds. I love how you point at me like, here's your cue.
Say your lines, you fuck. We have an Instagram, it's just at PCMR Podcast. We have a website, PCMRpodcast.net. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. You can go there, find us. Just look up PCMR Podcast. You'll find us.
That you
Subscribe. Like our videos. Share us around. Help us out.
Do all
Let
that
people
fun
know we
stuff.
exist.
Do all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Until next time, we'll probably be talking about either news or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. One or the other. It's been so long that everyone else has had their opinion on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know if anyone cares about our
because
opinion.
Australia didn't get it until this Thursday.
That's the problem with some of these releases. They've been so behind.
We're still going to talk about it.
Probably.
We're still going to talk.
At least in
I'm
recommendations.
commanding that we're still going to talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it. Until then, have a nice time. Be good to each other.
Say hi to your mum for me.
Yeah.